We are back. The Breakdown Boys, Wade Sensei.
Ooh.
Sensei, we always try to do this. We tried to record an episode while I was in Florida. We knew
Yep. That's right.
that
You were in Florida for this.
most likely something would go bad, and it did. So we are now re-recording this, but news
Not
not
my end.
You
Tech
chilling.
Sensei out here, bro.
You
Tech
chilling.
Sensei out here, dude.
But some new news or re-uploaded news, now old news. Jake Paul has a new opponent, March 2nd. Also,
Yes.
now we can say this because I actually know your boy is going to be there in Puerto Rico, son. We know now that Jake will be fighting a man named Ryan Borland in the co-main event. Now, for those that don't know, let's go over a bit of the statistics, right? Ryan Borland is let me make sure before I get it wrong here. 17-2.
I thought you were going to say 72. I was like, damn.
17-2, 6 KOs, 1 loss by knockout.
72. Not going to lie.
No, he looks like you in about 2 years.
I
dog.
was just going to say, that looks like me in a couple years.
He's like the
He's
white
fighting
version of
face
you.
Sensei.
Them ears are crazy, son. That is, listen, you ain't got those. Yours are a little bit more pinned back, like you're aerodynamic. That man is stopping
I think
traffic.
the headset be doing that, which is nice. Because when I was a little man's,
It's a good
that's what I looked
trade-off.
like.
It's a good trade-off for the dent in your head.
Oh.
So here's Ryan Borland. Quick look at the resume. Nothing special on here. Some wins, obviously, 17-2. He's got a lot of experience. Got to win over two guys that are, the same guy with a winning record there. Cesar Ruiz, Jose Hernandez, he loses to, and then comes back and beats. Look at that.
Hey, run it back.
And then gets a TKO stoppage. So not a lot of stoppages for 17 wins. So not a guy that you expect to have a ton of power. And he's also moving up in weight from, I think, usually majority, that's not a word. Majority of the time fighting at 170-ish, like in that 170, 180 range.
Okay, so he's a lighter guy.
Light heavyweight, but moving up to cruiser, has fought at 185 once, and then I think once at 187. 35 years old. Here's the big kicker, Sensei. He has been out his last two fights. One was in 2018, and the one after that was 4 years later in 2022. And then now he's fighting Jake. So over the last 6 years, he's had 2 fights.
Again, sounds like me.
Sounds like you. So with all that, I think a lot of people think that I'm just going to go on here and say things that aren't true. Like, look at how good this guy is, or wow, what a prospect, or just focus on, some of the stuff he's done regionally. Oh my gosh, Golden Globe, the Grammys are on, so I don't know why I'm thinking Golden Globes.
The Grammy.
Yeah.
Okay. He's an actor. Fantastic. All right. So
you didn't hear it from me. No, Golden Gloves locally. I think he was a junior national champ or did something at nationals.
Junior national champ though.
Yeah, so there's some.
So he's
there's
been boxing since he was a kid.
Well, boxing since he was a little bit younger. Did have I think 18 or 19 amateur fights as well. So has a lot of experience.
Okay.
That's the big word. The big. I guess. Token word, experience. That's the big thing here. And honestly,
yeah.
First thoughts on this, I think a lot of people are upset because I don't have a problem with it, but I don't. I don't have a problem with this opponent.
Yeah.
I think that Jake needs ring time. I think he needs experience. That's the word we're going to use a lot of. I think he needs to be able to continue to line up fights. Whether they are the most talented people in the world, in my opinion, these guys' experience is going to give him something. I don't know if it's going to give him anything more than Andre August gave him.
Yeah.
But it's going to give him something to work for. Okay, this guy has double the amount of fights I have, maybe quadruple for counting his amateur career. Sure, he's not active right now. Sure, he's older. Sure, I think he retired 5 years ago. But he's also exactly what Jake would...
5 years ago.
Yeah, when he was 30. He was exactly what, and then he came back, won the fight in 2022. Actually,
okay, this man is me.
Yeah, facts. There was a
Except
post.
boxing.
There was a post somewhere. I can't find the post, but there was a post somewhere of Ryan actually calling Jake out in 2021. So he kind of low-key manifested this.
Wow.
Yeah, bro.
Kudos to him.
Yeah, facts. So again, Jake has a very, very big viewing audience. So he doesn't necessarily get to do a lot of these fights that he could do if he was, a traditional boxer.
And he's co-maining this, right?
He's co-maining. He's also
going to be the final fight, or no? He's not.
No, he's co-maining to Amanda Serrano in her fight.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah.
So he's getting this working through fights like he would if he was a traditional boxer at this level.
That's the thing, bro. We talked about this. My thought is, it's aligned with what Jake says he wants to do.
Right.
He wants to grow as a boxer. He wants to become a world champion, right? He wants to develop. And he's not just saying, like, I want the biggest fight. Like, he's not calling people out, like, I want the biggest name, or like saying, I'm the best boxer. Here's my next big event, right? Here's my next big event, like this big thing. It put me to the test. Y'all say I don't want to fight a boxer. I'm fighting a boxer. Like, it's not like he's doing all that.
For this guy?
What I've seen. Right. And then now, so it makes sense that he's saying he wants to grow, he wants to develop this. Like, this is the next step in the process.
He's still saying he wants to be the best. Champion. He's still saying he does want the Canelo fight. But he's saying this is the route I need to do to get there. Mm-hmm. Because that's what every other traditional boxer did.
And with saying that, you say every other traditional boxer, like, we don't see these fights from other traditional boxers because they don't sell, because they don't have a big name yet, because this is a part of their growth.
Right.
Right. So we didn't say this about Vidal, right? When Vidal was his fight's coming up like this, we understand what it is.
Right.
We're not like, why isn't Vidal fighting for a championship belt right now? Even though we know his caliber, we know that he will be at that point. Correct, right? Because we understand how good he is, and yes, he may be outmatched, but that's the life of the prospect. That's the route that you're taking. So it made sense for Vidal. It wasn't like Vidal standing like, I'm the best boxer in the world, like right now. Right. Give me anybody, and then he's like now trying to like up his next opponent, who, you know what I mean? Right. So, and honestly, if boxing aligned with that,
if boxing was a different sport, then I would be like, you know what? Why are we doing some of these fights? Not necessarily for Jake because he didn't even have an amateur career. So I'm like, okay, I get it a little bit. But the Vidal example, if boxing wasn't so wrapped up in that no loss factor to be able to even contend for titles, then I would say do away with the whole fucking thing. Yeah. Because one of the best things that we see over in MMA is fighters getting better because of the amount of high-level competition they face early. Like, there are guys that have 7 wins and are fighting for world titles. Yeah. This is because you see the levels continuously grow throughout early parts of your career, and a loss doesn't mean it's the end of your career. And you're going to be buried underneath people that have that O with 30 wins that mean nothing. You know what I mean? Yeah. I think the problem is, too, is the way that Jake finished Andre August with that uppercut, and the way that like August showed up, or the lack thereof, the way that he showed up. The bow legs.
I think it's so easy for everyone to be like, well, you can't give him someone else with a similar record or experience now because he's going to knock him out again. And we didn't know that Jake was going to do that to August, right? Like, did it.
It's the question we continually have, and he continues to like, oh,
how
shoot.
good is he? We don't know yet.
Yeah.
You got to throw him out there. Okay, he knocked him out. Can he knock out somebody else like him who actually shows up with a similar record? Right. But like you said, when guys have an amateur record, like, it makes sense. Like, I didn't think that Jake would be fighting somebody who's Golden Gloves champ, national champ, or whatever, right? Extensive record. But then now we got to compare it
to what we've seen.
What we've seen, and then Andre August. So, like, who else is he going to fight?
Exactly.
In this projection. Like,
that's the question I always ask. It's like, if not him, then who? If you say Tommy Fury rematch, okay, cool. Yeah. I'm down with it, whatever. But I think they offered him that fight, and Tommy wasn't ready or didn't want to, or I don't know, money wasn't right, whatever it was. If not this guy, then who do you want? And if you say something like Vidal Riley, then I point to you and go, exactly. You don't understand where Jake is.
Right.
You know, that's just like, you're just saying, I want to see Jake lose. And that's fine. If you're a fan and you want to do that, that's fine.
Another prospect yet. Another prospect. That's what I'm saying.
Like, exactly. Chev Clark, like any of these guys, you're talking about prospects. Jake didn't do any of the amateur stuff they did. Go to the Olympics, have 200 fights, have 50 fights, have 10 fights.
Right, of course.
He didn't do that.
That's why. No.
So it's like you can't. This is exactly what he should do. Now, people are giving, I think, me more so flack for saying that because I don't know why this comparison keeps coming up, but they're like, well, you didn't say that about Joe Fournier when KSI fought.
Oh, about Joe. Yeah.
I don't think people remember what I said about Joe Fournier.
But Joe was a white-collar guy, though.
Well, but I also didn't say that he was a bum, that KSI was going to that KSI didn't need to fight him because of his fighting ability. I said KSI didn't need to fight him because he didn't draw anything. And I also told the truth about his fighting ability. I said he was a decent matchup for KSI. It was a good barometer. I still thought KSI would beat him, but it was a barometer.
Yeah,
it wasn't like
it was a step up. Right,
the fight didn't make sense to me because he didn't do anything for KSI other than, here's a pro boxer that I beat. I just said that he wasn't the caliber of fighter that Misfits or whoever tried to sell him as, or he himself tried to sell him as. That's all. When he said he was a world champion, I was like, you're not.
That's what I'm saying. When was misaligned, when I think about
international
it,
champion.
International champion, and then when we actually looked into it, right,
you won it while you were suspended by a sanctioning body that wasn't even the belt holder that you won.
Was it more so let's try to find this is the perfect person who also has the label of a champion and a boxer, or are we actually trying to get you legitimate competition to challenge you for you to grow?
And people can make the argument that this guy isn't going to be legitimate competition for Jake, but we don't know that. But he's also not. But we're also not sitting here saying that this guy is things that he isn't. People got mad that I said that. And I said that Joe sped up his training footage, which he did.
That was the truth.
Yeah, I just tried to tell the truth about what Joe was either fabricating or things that were done to make him seem like he was better than he was. I'm not making this guy seem like he's better than he is. I think that Jake's going to beat this guy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Soundly as well.
Yep.
And one of the reasons for that is because of one of the clips I have seen from him, and this is a while back. This guy is, again, experienced. This is, I think, 9 years ago. Here is one of his fights. You tell me what you see here, because I genuinely want to know. It's 30 seconds. It's all we really have of him, but here's some footage of him. Fucking loud as hell. Decent enough jab.
Oh.
And there on goes Frazier.
That's not good.
That's not good, but
that's a nice.
It's not good for him. It's great for Jake Paul. Oh, we got more. We got more angles. I didn't even realize. There's a right hand on the button. Boom. Now this is his only knockout loss.
So I think the other guy was the prospect. I think.
Yeah. Yep. This guy was the guy that beat him. Damn, that's a nasty photo too. The guy that beats him here, I don't even think he continued boxing for very long after that. Or no, he did. Yeah, okay. But he's not obviously very...
Damn, 20 wins.
17 KOs in his 20 wins, but 20 and 11.
11 losses, 6 KOs. This man just threw hammers.
Yeah, he going in there to brawl. Shout out to Kareem Royale. He was down there. So, yeah, man.
The thing that
a guy that's vulnerable.
When you see vulnerable, he was not allowed to move with his feet, pretty flat-footed.
Yeah.
Right. So it looked like he wanted to hit hard, but wanted to hold his ground, and that's perfect for Jake. Someone's gonna punch and then hold their ground. All right, I can just counter and trade, and then move my feet, bounce in and out, find my range, and find my opportunity to blitz. Right.
And Jake's
for all the time that we say the KSI karate stance. Yeah, the KSI karate stance. Jake be on his toes trying to find his way in too.
This is a controversial topic in its own right. Who was doing it first? People think that Jake stole it from KSI, they're saying.
Oh, wow. No. Because it's interesting because you say karate stance, but obviously JJ
just standing bladed.
When he was training with Vidal in the very beginning, they actually was doing the hands down.
Right.
A bit. I was more comfortable with JJ.
Because guess who fights like that?
Vidal, right?
Yeah.
Very loose distance, in and out.
Roy Jones.
But also,
Vidal takes a lot from.
Then you look at Jake when they were training with Milton.
Yeah.
Jake and Logan, hands down, loose, be able to fight off your back foot, moving backwards. So both of them early on had that very loose guard.
Not necessarily fundamental training from either guy when they started, because they weren't training to become great boxers or training to win fights based on what they had.
Yeah, correct.
So that's always a fun topic. People are like, no, Jake stole it. No, KSI actually, and Jake's that.
But that's perfect. I mean, this guy is a great opponent for Jake because it's not someone who's going to move around. Doesn't look like he's going to move around a lot, right? Very tall.
Yeah.
Strong stance, but vulnerable against the quicker, more explosive guy, especially since Jake is bigger.
What we want to see from Jake, that's the big part, is Jake has gotten so big.
If this guy was fighting like this and he was, 6'2", and
200
down in weight,
okay,
all right.
All right, let's see what we say. Yeah.
You know what I mean? But not somebody who's going to be the smaller guy.
Yeah. The thing that we want to see from Jake, and the thing I think he wants, by the way, Jake just wants to be active. He wants to be in positions where he can grow. I know this. What I think we want from him is something I don't know we'll get in this fight, but I hope we do. Rounds. I hope we get a little bit of adversity here. I hope that this guy pushes Jake and puts him maybe behind on the cards. There's only been a couple of fights now where Jake has been in, behind on the cards. The Tyron Woodley fight, he was behind, I think, before he knocked him out. Tommy obviously got up on him early. He was behind that entire fight. Those are things he has to not get used to, but he has to be able to fight back from. A little bit of adversity, a little back and forth.
Yeah.
And I hope that's what we get here.
I was going to say the back and forth. One of the things I remember with Jake that was really good is the exchange with Anderson Silva. Because that was when he scored the knockdown.
Yeah.
Because that was a real back and forth exchange where Jake didn't just wait for his opportunity and look for his counter and then just a blitz in his own way and throw the big haymaker, land his punch, and then get out of there, right? It was a combination. He stepped into range, and we're boxing.
Yep.
Threw his combination, defended off there, and then threw his, stepped off the line, created an angle, and continued to box. And can Jake box in the pocket? Can he go toe-to-toe, right?
And win those exchanges.
Win those exchanges and not just be defensive where I'm just covering up or just clinching, right? Or just offensive clinching. Can I smoothly, those guys at the high level that transition where they can turn offense into defense.
Matter of inches.
Smoothly transition in between, those
It's like you're watching.
For me as a boxer, that's something I'm okay, for me, I know that I want to do the in and out. I don't have that kind of experience, especially with the karate style. Everything is about the blitz and scoring first. And so we want to get in, get my points, and then get out.
Yep.
So that's something that I as a martial artist like to train and be like, can I stay in the pocket and not feel like I need to get out of range all the time?
Yep.
And box, but that's next level.
That's when you got to be comfortable.
When we can see that, GG's.
Because
he's really leveling up.
It's almost like we're watching we are watching a story being written, but it's almost like every fight is that next chapter to see if we can progress the story or if we gotta hit the erase button and make some rewrites. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like you said, in the Anderson fight, he felt a little more comfortable in the pocket, so much so that his next fight with Tommy, he's in the pocket a lot, right? And they're trying to go back and forth, but he's not having that same success that he had with Anderson. So we kind of got to erase that, right? We got to rewrite and go to the Nate fight where he's again back in the pocket with Nate, but then he's starting to use his feet to set the pocket where he wants it to be, so that he can have his exchanges. Then he clinches. So I agree with you. I want to see him in the pocket, not just trying to exchange, but winning exchanges and fighting intelligently there, right? Using defense to create offense, that kind of thing that we just haven't seen yet necessarily, right? We've seen his jab, we watched him improve the jab with the Anderson Silva fight. We watched him struggle with combinations in the Tommy Fury fight. Then find a little bit of his timing and start catching and shooting. And had some moments, but it wasn't nearly enough. And then in the Nate fight, we saw him starting to walk people, or I guess walk Nate onto punches, and then use his feet, use his jab, and start to set things up. And then we saw the big power once again with Andre August. So all those things we want to see more of, and hopefully this guy gives Jake a run for it and can be in there and mix it up with him. But just looking at it right now, we don't have a lot to go off of. I'm going to say it's probably not going to be that.
No, and bro, I would say this. Listen, if this is a co-main, if this was the main event,
yeah,
I'd be like, what are we doing? You know, maybe get something else a little bit more, maybe, because it's hard to be like just main event and you got the traditional like super.
They wouldn't do a main event with Jake.
No name.
They wouldn't do a main event with Jake in Puerto Rico in the the size stadium. It's an 18,000 person stadium they're doing it in, and apparently it's close to being sold out right now. Get your tickets. They would do another one like they did with Andre August. They would put it at the Caribe, have it in that smaller venue, and let him, get his experience. But for this big stadium show, I think co-main was the right move. They have Javon Walton on the card as well, and Amanda's going to sell that stadium out, dude. It's going to be crazy. So I think it's the biggest stadium in San Juan. Let me find out what the name of it is really quick.
We're going to be in the Capital.
I think that's what it's. I think the place is the biggest one. So let me.
Wow.
I mean, you may know this. I don't know how much you know about, your homeland.
No.
But
not like stadium-wise. No, I do not.
Legendary Colosio de Puerto Rico. Colosio?
That's probably Spanish for Coliseum.
Yeah, you would think. All right, this is apparently legendary, and the fact that I don't know it.
Of Puerto Rico.
Okay, here it is. This is what we're looking at.
Fire.
Oh, baby, this is going to be fun. Yeah, buddy. This is about to be something special. What's the capacity here?
That's how you make up Spanish words.
18.5. If they sell that thing out, you want to talk about loud, buddy.
Oh, yeah. Our people are loud. Very loud.
When Amanda Serrano walking out with hopefully, my pick, not yours. No disrespect, but hopefully she walking out with Bad Bunny. That'd be fire.
She's not getting Mark.
She's not getting Mark because she don't want Mark. She want Bad Bunny.
Kidding. She would probably have a better chance getting Mark.
What are you trying to say? You saying Bad Bunny ain't coming back for her? That's Amanda Serrano, G. No, you know who she probably have the best chance of is J-Lo.
Yeah,
nah, she probably wouldn't. That J-Lo's crazy, but that would be fucking crazy. I'm saying Bad Bunny would be dope, but J-Lo would be craziest. Mark Anthony go sell shirts at Kohl's, but the other two.
Wow, listen. Just so you know, Wade, you have to go to Puerto Rico.
I know. I'm just playing. I'm playing. I'm not trying to. I'm playing. Who else though? Who else?
Shirts at Kohl's. No,
dude. I fuck with the shirts, but do what you do best.
That's crazy.
I'm playing. Superstars.
I got a couple of his shirts too. What are we saying?
I do too. I know. Oh, Ricky Martin. Okay.
No.
You can't do Joaquin Phoenix because he might, he might try to take over the show.
Joaquin is Puerto Rican?
Yeah, bro.
I don't think that counts.
Why that don't count?
Do they claim him? I don't know if we claim him. Do we claim him, guys?
Second most famous Puerto Rican actor, Freddie Prinze. Puerto Rican.
Oh, I think I knew that. Yeah, but
Mark Anthony, Bruno Mars. Hey yo, come on now. Bruno counts.
He does, but
Carlos Beltran?
Carmelo Anthony's also Puerto Rican.
I'm saying, but this would make sense.
I thought he was.
I don't know. But this would make sense because he's a musical artist. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But I don't
come out with the I'll catch a grenade.
I don't think if you don't rep it, I don't think it counts.
Oh, okay, word.
Puerto Rico's heavy on
you got to rep that. You can't tell me. All right, we can't.
You gotta have the flag on your rear view mirror.
Yeah. So you be repping, right? You be repping.
Not heavy, but I don't rep anything else. You know what I mean?
What does that mean?
Let me explain something to you.
Just because you don't rep something else means you got the pass? What are you talking about?
No. Let me explain something so you understand. Okay. If you don't rep something else, yes, because if you rep something else, if you're like half, right, and you rep the other thing.
What do you mean half? Like if you're American?
No, like if you're like half black, half Puerto Rican.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Or like half white, and you're like, yeah, I'm white, or like you associate with one or the other.
I can tell you, ain't no white person ever said, yeah, I'm white. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, though.
I'm white.
But what I will say is, listen, if I'm not putting the flag.
You're not putting. Why not, bro?
Because then, because that means that
you know why? Hold on. Let me interrupt you. Let me interrupt you because I know what it is. You're afraid that people are gonna exactly.
Exactly. I'm not trying to tell you that I don't know the language like that.
You're afraid people are gonna call you out on it. That's what it is.
So I can't.
You just want to avoid the whole thing. You ain't trying to really. You ain't trying to be about that life, dog.
Nope. I'm just listening.
You got to get back in touch with your Puerto Rico side, dude. You have to.
No, listen. Listen. My family, my grandparents came over here for a reason.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
USA. Okay.
You can still be USA, but listen. Listen.
They moved here for this reason. They came here in the 50s. I'll tell you. Okay, for a better life.
Oh, talk to him.
And we live in it.
This is the type of energy. I think this is what Jake or Amanda should come out to. This song, by the way, we use the same. Wait, it's not. It won't play on the. Oh damn! I don't guess you can play music on the computer version, but continuous poster that I use. One last thing we need to look at is where WWE Backlash took place. Yeah, it was in that stadium. Oh shit, son.
Bro, it's going to be insane.
Oh, snap. That's fire. Because that's what the outlook, I mean, obviously it's going to be a little different, but that's what it's going to look like to a degree.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Let me get that wide shot. Yo.
The walkout with the ring.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know if they're going to do that long a walkout because it was like, the WWE is very extravagant with theirs, but maybe. You never know. But look at that setup. If they sell it out, that's what it's going to look like. So there's a lot to get to here. I'm getting goosebumps already, man. I know you've been in some of the biggest. That's what I'm saying. You've been in the biggest ones in influencer boxing, but with your people, you know what I'm saying? You got to come down. That would be so fun.
Wow. I'm going to learn Spanish between now and then. I'm telling you. I'm going to be
fun. Oh, yeah. You got to.
I'm going to go down there. I'm just speaking Spanish only. Wade's like, what?
Well, how, bro? Hooked on phonics. But
yeah, for real.
Comment section, let us know, man. Obviously, we're excited about this fight mainly because we get to see Jake in the ring. He's continuing to gain experience, and obviously the opponent is somewhere, in my opinion, around Andre August. Maybe a little more experience, but I would say that's a comparable level that we're thinking of here with Andre and Ryan. The Rhino, his nickname, Borland. But yeah, that's where I think we go. You guys let us know what you think. Obviously, a lot of people are saying it's nowhere near where they think Jake should be, so tell us where he should be. Because we don't have those answers, but March 2nd...
I don't care. I just want to be there.
I guess we'll find out.
I can't take no loss. I don't even know what it costs. I hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, I can't take no loss. I don't even know what it costs. Yeah.